So hey guys, today we're out here working on this beautiful 89 944 turbo. Alright guys, we got the car off the rollback now. As you can see, it is absolutely gorgeous, and I just thought I'd give you a quick walk around before we get it up on ramps and start breaking everything down. We're going to be doing the belts, rollers, water pump, and just checking for any leaks. This car here has only 61,000 original miles, and it is an absolute jaw dropper. I'll open the door, let you see the interior. See, these seats are absolutely flawless, as well as the carpet and the dash. Going to be replacing this and putting the blue coolant in here, but outside of that expansion tank, this engine bay is immaculate. There's a few things here and there if you nitpick, but I mean, this is one of the best looking engine bays I've ever seen come in here. Cow's still in perfect condition up there. Someone really took care of this car. So as I mentioned, we're just here to get the belts changed and fix any leaks that we find. All right, we got the car up on ramps now, so we're going to start breaking it down. So TJ's got the air box out now, and he had to remove it in one piece. I'll show you that here in a moment. But as for now, here's some things that I've noticed with that out of the way. Although this car looks really nice, there's some little issues that we're going to have to address. You can see that some of the bolts are missing in the belt cover, and some of them are backing out. Right here we could have a leak. Over here this pipe is damaged, so we're going to need to replace that. There's also a little bit of oil in the intake, and I don't know if you can see that there, but I don't know why someone's done that. But that's all I see right now. As for the air box, you can see we had to pull it out in one piece since this bolt didn't want to come out. This right here is broken, and the two bolts on the back also didn't want to come off. We actually found this just laying in the engine bay. So we're gonna fix all that, and we've also got the cover off down here, and we're looking for some leaks over here. We've got a coolant leak that's running down on the AC compressor, and over here we have an oil leak that is running down on the power steering bracket. So hopefully we can get those addressed as well. Alright, he's got the water pump, the rear cam cover, and the upper balance shaft cap off now. Next we're going to do the front main seal and reseal the lower balance shaft. He's got the cam and the balance shaft sealed up now. Next we'll get the cam bolt back in and replace the front main seal. Alright, so we've got the sensors out. As you can see, they are the original ones, so we're going to be replacing them with some new ones. Alright, the new sensors are in. Now that we got everything sealed up, next we're going to be replacing the fuel lines. Alright, we're changing the fuel lines. We've already got the jumper line replaced. And down here, TJ's already got the fender liner off. Alright, the new fuel lines are installed. Everything is buttoned up now, so next we'll install the fender liner. Fender liner's back in now. So today we're going to be replacing this expansion tank with a brand new one here, and we're also going to be looking for some leaks. We've got one right around in here we need to look out for. He's got the new expansion tank on now. I have the new seals and gasket for the oil console. I also bought a new piece here since the old one broke as we were taking it out. So I was in here working today and I noticed that this upper balance shaft is spinning as it should, but down here you can see that this is a different color than the rest of the block, and this lower balance shaft didn't want to spin when we took it out, but I thought maybe resealing it we would see something. But now that it's resealed, it still doesn't want to spin as freely as the top one. Alright, we got the new oil filter on. We also fixed this lower balance shaft. It ended up being that the bracket that's on the back side of this was not adjusted correctly, and it wasn't allowing the balance shaft to spin properly. As you can see, it moves freely and easily now. So as I mentioned, the lower balance shaft was rather hard to turn, and I figured once I put everything back together it would solve that issue, whatever it may be, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, and it took me a little while to figure out exactly why, and it turned out being this bracket here. So as you can see, it can slide back and forth, and what they had done was locked it down before they had it in the correct position. So whenever I was installing this bolt here in the back of this, it was actually cocking this at a slight angle, which put pressure on the lower balance shaft. So whenever you're doing this, what you want to do is leave these 4 bolts loose, tighten down to 3 on the face here, and then install this bolt, which is going to allow that to slide forward into the correct position, and then you can lock down these 4 bolts. So the next thing we're going to do is get the water pump on. Alright, the new water pump's on. Next we'll install the belts. All the seals are in, so next I'll install the rear belt cover. The rear belt cover's on now, so next it's time to do the belts and rollers. Timing belt is now on. Next I'll install the balance shaft belt. New belts are on with all new rollers, so next I'll get the belt covers on. I have the fluids topped up now and nothing's leaking, so I'm getting ready to start her up. Alright guys, got everything back together now and I'm getting ready to start her up. Alright, I've got it brought up to temperature and I'm not seeing any leaks yet. So as for now, everything looks good, but I won't really know until I take it out on a test drive. But before I do that, the owner wants me to do a boost leak test. Here you can see the setup that we have. So here at the compressor we have an air regulator, and we're only putting about 15 psi in there. So while doing this test, you shouldn't hear any air escaping, but we do right here under the intake somewhere. So it looks like we got a leak somewhere under this intake, and I'm going to get this off in just a little bit, but as for now, there's a few other things I need to address. So the screw underneath the bezel here keeps coming out, so what we're going to do is remove it and see if anything's missing. So I got this pulled out just enough there, and I can see that it's missing the clip. I've got some new clips here, so all I need to do is get them on. New clips are in. I also replaced the one on the other side as well. all back together now, and it won't be coming out again. So after fixing the bezel, the owner wanted me to adjust the clutch, and as you can see, there's some fluid weeping from the cylinder, so we're going to replace both of them. So today we're going to be replacing the clutch cylinders and also this torn hose right here, and then getting the intake off and seeing where that leak is at. Alright, they've got the clutch master cylinder out now. Alright, the new clutch cylinders are in, so today they're going to remove this intake so we can check that boost leak. So we have the intake off now, and it appears that our leak is from the idle stabilizer valve. The new idle stabilizer arrived and we've already got it in. Alright guys, she's all back together now, this time without any vacuum leaks. I just got back from a test drive and I'm not seeing any leaks. Alright guys, looks like we got all the leaks fixed on this car, so it's ready to go home. If you'd like to stay up to date with some of the projects we're working on around the shop, be sure to join us on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description below. I also want to thank everyone who supports this channel on Patreon, since these videos would not be possible without you. But anyway guys, that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.